Tawkin. Three black girls talking.
Three. Hey y'all, I'm Margot Evans.
And I'm Rochelle Truby.
And this is your girl, Edwonda White. And we are Three Black Girls Talking. This is a show that we just created because we are three friends that have known each other forever. And we just missed each other during the pandemic. We started talking or whatever. And it became the show. And we just want to thank you, all of our viewers, for subscribing. Those who haven't subscribed, go ahead and hit the bell right there and subscribe and tell a friend, okay? So today we're going to talk about how excited we are about the new administration that's finally in. We just could not wait until old boy was out of there. We don't know what he
Right.
gonna do. We ain't worried about what he doing. But the point is, our people's got sworn in. We got President Biden and we have Vice President Harris in there. Now, we're not thinking that they're just gonna be Superman and Superwoman coming in there solving all the problems, but anything has to be better than what we was dealing with for the last 4 years. So I want to ask you, Margot. I'm gonna go with Margot first. What do you think is gonna be different? Like, what do you think they're gonna do now that they're in there? What you think?
I really so I really appreciate Biden's speech at the inauguration where he's talking about being together. We need to work together. Republicans and Democrats, we need to work together in order to make things happen. I really love that speech. So I really hope that during these 4 years that both sides can come together and get some stuff done because one needs the other. Even if it was a Republican in the as a president or in the House,
Right.
they need the Democrats. You guys need each other. So all of this pitting against each other, which our last administration big old thing was, it's not productive. It's not doing anything. It's just making like the world be against each other. So I'm
Right.
looking forward to this administration bringing us all back together. Um, I'm happy and just like Edwanda said, they are not the end all be all. We are holding them to they're holding their feet to the fire too. If they don't do
Right. They're
anything,
politicians, so they gotta do some stuff that
yeah,
we probably not gonna like.
yeah, we probably
Right.
won't like it.
Right.
So
We probably won't like it.
it's a part of the job. It is what it is. But they got 4 years to make some things happen, and hopefully they make those things happen. So I'm looking forward to that. I am. I'm looking forward to seeing what happens. Yes, for sure.
What about you, Shelly? What do you think is going to be different? Like, what do you think they're going to do? Just imagine. I don't know what, but what you think?
Well, it seems like he's already started working like the next day after, well, actually the same day, or even a few days before, he already started working, trying to get the virus under control as far as the vaccinations. And then as, the funding for people that are out of work, signing different orders and so forth. So it seems like he's working, but I'm like you, I don't think that it's going to be a perfect world overnight. I mean, it is going to take
Yeah.
time to get it right because we still have a lot of issues that we're dealing with, but it seems like they're trying to work, he's already building task force, they're trying to work to see if they can get it under control. And really, honestly, that's all we want as American is somebody trying. It's not the fact that we think that, a president is going to make the world better in 2.5 seconds. But if we see somebody trying to make things better and looking at the people and trying to bring peace in within our different states and so forth, and bringing the Republicans and Democrats together, like he said, he's not for just one group, he's for all groups. So I do see that. I mean, things do look a little bit brighter. I mean, we're still going through challenges that we were going through in 2020, so it didn't become a perfect world overnight. I mean, they have a lot of work to do. They have a lot of things on their hands, so it's going to be a very challenging for them, but I feel like they're going into the right direction. So, I think it's going to be better. I don't think it's going to be perfect, but I think things will be better.
I think so too. And my whole thing is the difference I see in this administration than other ones. I would say the last one specifically is that he has been progressive in hiring more women. than
Right.
anybody. You know what I mean? Put him in high positions. I mean, almost a lot of his cabinet is predominantly women of all different races. And that's going to put a different type of perspective on some of the things that they're going to decide to do. Not necessarily that it'll be geared toward women. It's just that's going to have a more of a logical situation going on because of the way women think. And when you put that into combining with what the men have to say, then you have an equal footing on making decisions on some things. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's gonna have a little bit of a impact on what's gonna happen. Like you said, Rochelle, he did come in there. I don't know, he came signing executive orders like it was
Right,
like what's
like,
had it.
right,
Day one, he was like, boom. First of all, he had to unsign all of the executive orders that his previous president had because he had some stuff in there that he had to like sign like no to
Right.
get rid of because he oh boy was in there pardoning everybody. You
Oh,
understand me? I don't know if it's true, don't get me wrong, but I heard he was selling pardons. That
oh
he
my
was
God.
that he was selling pardons like $1,000,000 or whatever. He was pardoning everybody. He was like
Yeah.
pardon. He like, I'm the president, I'm going out.
Yeah.
Hey, y'all want
Everybody
this
get out.
pardon? What's happening, right?
Right.
So, and he was signing some crazy stuff in some orders that he did, and he thought that it would be too late for them to get him out. But when Biden came in, he came in from the ground running. He's like, okay, I'm trying to get minimum wage up to $15. What's happening? You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get y'all this extra 1,400. You know what I'm saying, on the stimulus. If you don't make a certain amount of money, some
Right.
people don't qualify for it. You know, some people are not gonna get it. But the ones that need it, the
Yeah.
lower income, that's don't have this high tax bracket, they gonna get the 1,400 to make the 2,000 that was initially suggested, shall
Yeah.
I say.
right.
And so he trying to get that 1,400. We already got everybody else was getting stimulus for 600 per person. Then you get your 1,400 that will make your 2,000. So to me, like Rochelle said, they in there trying.
Yeah.
They're in there trying to change some things. And then we don't have as much of the racist rhetoric. We don't have as much of the sexist rhetoric,
Yeah.
pitting men against women and this and this and that. Yeah, we already know the issues of the Me Too is whatever there.
Right.
They're not basing their platform on that. They're basing their platform on unity. I'm gonna work with Kamala Harris. She's a woman. I chose her to run with me. Hey, I have Nancy Pelosi, whoever, all these different people. We're going to try to work together despite our differences, despite if we don't like each other. We're going to try to get, America back on track. And so whether they'll be able to really do it in 4 years, I don't know. But the fact that they're trying to clean up the mess, I'm excited about that. So I'm gonna ask you this, Margot. If you were the president, and you had the power to create something that was going to help the world right now, or put a law or something into existence that needs to be passed, what would that be for you? What law or bill or something would you pass that would help people?
I would raise the minimum wage like high.
Okay.
And I know that that's controversial because I hear people say, well, people at McDonald's, if they make minimum wage, and if I made minimum wage $20, like why would they make that much? You know why? Because inflation, because everything else is high as hell out here. So somebody thinking that somebody is gonna be able to survive. I mean, I'm so thankful and so blessed that I haven't made minimum wage since it was in the single digits. Okay, so I'm so happy.
Remember that?
Yeah.
Remember that back in the day?
Like what?
Right.
Ooh,
$5
$5 an hour.
$5 an hour.
Yeah.
I got 4. I got 3 before.
Yeah.
I've been working since
435. Remember
Yeah.
us? 435.
so
Yeah.
I'm thankful, but to even think of how much rent costs, how much bills are, how if you have children, how much all that is, and I'm making $14, 2021, $14 an hour. That is nothing. That's nothing. That's a kick in the bucket. You gotta work like 4 or 5 jobs in order to like support. So If I were president, that would be one of my
Your
first things.
biggest,
My first 100 days is to
yeah, okay. He did that, or he's trying. That's what he was thinking too.
yeah,
So because a lot of people are living below the poverty line,
yeah,
you can't, that you would have to have two jobs and still be poor
and
if you
still be
don't
poor.
have any education and
Yeah,
you work two regular jobs.
yep,
You still not making it. So
yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yep. So I
What
would
about you?
definitely do that.
I'm sorry. What about you, Shelley?
Um, I would do free education for JC level again, how it used to be
I was
before.
thinking that.
Yeah, because when I got out of high school, the JC was free. Like you could go to the
Yeah,
JC for free. And so I would put that back into play, free education. And then also another one for me is healthcare. Like a lot of people can't afford healthcare. And um, I mean, I would have to read into it a little bit more. I heard a couple controversial things about making healthcare for all Americans, like getting rid of the carriers and just having healthcare. I mean, I'd have to read all into that, but I think that everybody should be able to afford healthcare. I mean, I know they have like the old Obamacare, um, and people can get take advantage of that. But I mean, there's a lot of people out there that still can't afford healthcare, and so I think there's got to be some maybe putting a like where doctors can't charge a certain amount of money for certain things, so people it make it more affordable for people. But those are the two things: education, free education on the JC level. I know that once you get to the universities, you do have to pay, but at least on the JC level, if it's kind of like an extension of high school, almost like where you just go there and you take all your general credits and stuff like that, and that would be free. And then once you get to the 4-year college, then you start paying. But at least people could at least get their general ed
yeah,
free.
That's a good one. That's a really good one because by the time you get to that second year and you maybe get that AA and you get out of your general ed out of the way, you will have decided if
yeah,
college is for you or if it's not, if you're
yeah.
serious or if you're not. And then your parents wouldn't have spent all this money. How many times have you seen kids graduate, go off to college and be back home that next
Many of
summer?
Right,
times, all the
And you
time.
done
Yeah.
spent all that money because they weren't ready.
right.
They didn't know what it was. They didn't know, you know what I mean? So I get that. And so if a student didn't have the money, was smart, bright, wanted to go to college, they could get really good grades and possibly get a scholarship to a university and they wouldn't have to pay because we would already know that they're serious.
Right.
If
Right.
junior, you know what I'm saying? If it took a 2-year program or whatever it took to get that, and that'd be good. My whole thing is that I'm so concerned about hungry kids. It
Mhm.
still bothers me that we have American kids that are hungry. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like, you think about the other countries and you see all the little commercials with the kids hungry or whatever. I'm not making fun of it, but they
no,
do make it
yeah,
look real pitiful. You
right,
know what I'm saying? And so they always want to make it Africa or something like that,
Right.
and Africa has some of the most wealth and the most beautiful places. They just want to show you the little boy with the eating the little porridge and he's so hungry and everything,
right,
and you feel so bad. But there are kids that are hungry here.
yeah,
And we're Americans, one of the richest, most affluent situations or whatever nations out here. We shouldn't have kids that are hungry. So if I was president or had any kind of power, I would create some kind of a food voucher for when mothers have their babies from 0 to 5 years old. They get food vouchers, period, for those kids up until they're 5,
mhm,
and they can use those. Not like they have to be on any assistance or anything. You could be
right,
a regular working mother with a good job and everything. If you have a child
right,
at the hospital, you sign up for the thing, and you can qualify to get like to where it may work like EBT kind of.
They
You
kind of
have
have
that
that
card.
called WIC.
No, but WIC, you get those
gotta
WIC
be, it's
vouchers
gotta
only
be
for
strong.
like milk, cereal, and something else. You could only get certain things for wit.
Mhm.
And
Right.
that is like you have to be like really, really, not to say anything wrong with it, but you have to be like really, really poor and not have no money to get that.
Right.
I'm talking about people, period. I'm saying, like, if you have a good job or if you don't have a good job, when you have a child, the government gives you food vouchers from 0 to 5 years to cover your children.
Mhm.
Period. Now, if you want to use it for yourself, for your grown kid, you can only buy food with it, though.
Mhm.
That way, nobody's hungry.
Right.
And if there are other kids in the neighborhood or something and you bought groceries, you have the option. So it wouldn't be the Americans' fault or the government's fault that someone's hungry.
Mhm.
Now, if you sold it for crack or whatever, and you know what I'm saying, people always doing
Like you.
stuff. They sell the food stamps and the EBT card. Give
Yeah.
me $20 and I'll
That's on
buy
you
you
then.
some. People always trying to scam the system for something.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You always abusing it, but that ain't on you. The
Right.
government will have taken care of that and have given you the option to feed your children, to feed yourself, and not have that as an expense as much as it would for your grocery bill if you were paying it out of pocket.
Right.
So my whole thing is that, okay, so we had, okay, you said, Rochelle, about the free schooling, and then you said about the minimum wage, and I said about the feeding them food. There's so many issues out
Yeah.
there that we could cover, but we don't know what it's like to be empowered. So we hope that this new administration will come in and see the needs of the American people and service them properly and not just serve their own agendas or pay back whoever they had to pay back who helped them get elected like they always have to do.
Mhm.
And we get that. We're not mad at that, but do something for us too, though. You
Right.
know what I mean?
Right.
Don't just leave us out in the cold. We elected you, and then
Right.
now you doing some old mess that we ain't got nothing to do with. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I'm going to go to Rochelle. She's going to give final words to the American people. If you had to speak to them directly, and all the American people were listening to you right now, what would you say to them to encourage them and to think positively about this new administration?
What I would say is, you know, hope for the future. Um, try to be more together and not be divided. And also, that we're in this together, and that we will strive together to to overcome this virus, to overcome all the racism and so forth that's going on in the world, and that we need to be together. So my thing is togetherness. So I think that if we focus on everything, because like I was just thinking the other day, is when I was talking to somebody on the phone, one of my customers, she was talking about wearing masks and stuff, and I could tell she was against it. But see, the thing about it is, people don't worry about things if it's not affecting them. So she lived in Florida, so she was saying that in Florida it's not that bad right now. But I was telling her how bad it was here in California.
Mhm.
But see, it's not affecting her because she's in Florida and we're in California, but really, honestly, it's affecting everyone. If it affects one person, we
Mhm.
have to have that mindset that it's affecting everyone, and that for togetherness. So togetherness is going to be my final word. Let's be together, because I think we'll be a stronger nation if we're together. What about you, Margot?
I would just say give this administration a chance. I've already seen the Trumpers, because let me just tell you, there's two different things. There's people that are Trump supporters, and there are Republicans. They're two different people. And these people who are Trumpers are already saying, negative things about the administration. Oh, it's been this and he hasn't done. Okay, he just it's still January. Like
Wait,
Okay. Okay, give it a chance.
right.
right.
It's only been
Right.
what, 11 days?
Yeah,
11 days.
whatever. Yeah.
Come on, it's still January, and give that, not him, give the administration a chance. You guys wanted us to give your guy a chance, and we did. We had no choice, so we did. And whatever happened happened. So allow for this administration the time to get things together. Your guy effed up a whole lot of stuff on his way out. He was like a big baby and threw a tantrum and wrote some stuff in it. And so there's some things that they gonna have to untangle
Right.
before they can even get to the meat of everything.
You
So
ain't lying.
give,
You ain't lying.
give these people a chance to
Right.
do whatever it is. So my thing for this administration is just give them a chance. Give them the 4 years that we allot them to be in office, the 4 years. If they don't make it and we don't like it, then we'll vote them out and have a new person.
Right.
So just give them a chance. That's my thing.
I'm gonna say my final words is that okay, I'm not gonna speak negatively about Kamala Harris or Biden, but in the past they've done some things that probably weren't the best.
Right.
And if I can, as an American citizen, forgive whatever else they've done to, Kamala was a prosecutor, so she had to do a lot of things and lock people up and whatever. And Biden, he had to do some things, but now they're working as president and vice president.
Mm-hmm.
And we're hoping that they'll fix some of these things in the laws. They got the experience from doing some things, and we're hoping that they will be honest and true to the system that they're trying to work for.
Right.
I hope that the people in Congress, the people that the Senate, that they will work together and really objectively look at what's being presented and not just say no because it's the Democrats or no because it's the Republicans.
Right.
I hope that they can meet in the middle and really agree on what we can really do to fix this, to get Americans where they need to be, get back on the ground, get some things going on. And to the Trump supporters or even just racist people, period, who think that they're losing their country. You're not losing your country. Just this is the same country that you've always had. You're just not used to seeing us. Okay. You brought us here, but you wanted us in a certain role. And now that we're here and we're prospering, it's bothering you. So I really want you to look at the reality. There's a lot of people that voted for Biden, just like there was a lot of people that voted for Trump. But Biden won.
Right.
So accept that, work with the program, don't be racist, and don't be afraid of change. Change is good. America, we are a melting pot, and that's what makes us great. Latino people, Asian people, Pacific Islanders, white people, black people, women, you know what I'm saying? Straight, gay, transgender, so many different people that live here. So let's just be people.
Yep.
Let's just be people and let's get started. Let's make some changes and make everything better. How about that part? Yeah. So we are three Black girls talking, and we will see you next time.
Bye.
Three black girls talking. Three black girls talking.